Hello, hello. I will be casting these games by uh, Blackwoltz and Song. The other player here, actually Song would be in here. We are seeing the map draft there apparently. So managed to get this kind of widget working at least for this one. Oh, hello Jesse. Yeah, go ahead and announce the stream if you wish to tag people. I'll be checking these out between the games as well. Get the maps and civilizations as well once I get the draft link from the players on Discord. And for anyone joining already, unfortunately, this time I will not be using the capture rates software for casting. I will only be taking these out in game because I didn't manage to get the good settings on that on capture rates yet. And also, it will help for me as a fledgling Age of Empires 1 player to get access to the tech trees that are only visible in game as well for various civilizations. Okay, now let's see if I can get let's see if I can get the civilization draft visible as well. OBS. Since we're starting a bit early, I'm still amidst getting all my settings correct, trying to get the chat on my phone, etc., so I can perhaps interact a little bit with the viewers as well. Since I only have a single monitor setup at this time. Blackwoltz looking for three straight wins. Well, yes. Blackwoltz here, or Song as he is named in these drafts, is the higher rated player. I believe he was maybe 12th, not exactly certain, but something like that. And then, yeah, I think Blackwoltz is something like 12th seeded, and uh, Empera Tigris or Pantera, as he goes by, apparently is 28th. So there is a skill gap difference based on seeding here between these players, for sure. Anyway, let's take a quick look at the map drafts of the players as well. So we are going. Oh, we have a random there for Song. Interesting. Anyway, the maps will be the first map always will be played on Highlands, and then I believe it's always losers. I didn't play any of my sets yet, so I'm not completely up to speed about it, but I believe it's always losers home map, one of the home maps as well. So there's Gold Mountain, Citadel, Sahara, and Continental. So only one mixed map for now. Others pretty much open. Gold Mountain and Sahara are open maps, pretty much akin to the Highlands, which is equivalent to Arabia on Age of Empires 2, pretty much in this game. No, Gaming House Twitch. I am from Finland, so not Italian. Okay, so let's before they start into the game, let's take a look at the civs. So the first picks on the innermost circle here is always it's a hidden singular pick from any civilizations. So you could end up with the same civs. Oh, that's the first one. Accent seeming Italian. Okay. Well, I'm sure your opinion might change at some point. It's been a since I don't do this regularly, I might need a drink from occasionally. But anyways, the best civilizations there, Shang and Lac Viet. Shang especially are considered to be one of the top ones. Uh, since I am a newer player, I don't have a very immediate opinions. But one thing that seems to me is that Song, being the high-rated player, hasn't picked Shang in his draft, so he has either special plans or just counting on his higher skill level to hopefully ramp out the win. But we shall see how far Pantera can push him. If you want to take a look at these later, we can just tell me to take a peek at them. But now I believe they are starting the game 1 already, so we're gonna hop straight into that. As soon as I find the code, yeah, it's visible on dashboard already. So here we go. Okay, on Highland, and these are played on 3-player maps and on victory mode conquest. So the similar to Age of Empires 4, there are these ruins that you can control for a win. Pantera playing the Shang, considered to be one of the best civilizations, and then Blackwoltz here at the southern side, red, playing as Palamurans. Palamurans being a camel and trading civilization, one of the only civilization which has villager cost of 75 food, so a bit of special start, but the villagers also work faster. Shang not doing any houses at the start, as usual. They can go straight into the middle because their town center supports for population. They don't need a house immediately. And this map always spawns at the very middle. There are some elephants that can be lured to the TC. Easy pickings there. Or that Pantera is... he did see an elephant there for sure, but opted not to take them. He's going to be forward even more, trying to greedily perhaps go for an elephant steal here. And no villagers, no patrol on villager, so there's just going to be a bit bump in the head there. Should probably scroll speed down a little bit, yes. You're casting. Yeah, I think that's good. Yeah, pretty much normal. 6 on berries, some on stragglers, making houses. Luring the elephants always takes time. There's also always option to push the deer, which is often seen as a more reliable start for sure. Oh my god. Now I don't have the statistics because I went to the... I'm actually going to restart this game quite quickly here. So I get access to those. It's an DE bug. Thanks DE for getting rid of all the spectator statistics if I go into the options screen. But we shouldn't have any of these problems going forward, I suppose. We can catch up a little bit. Pretty huge woodline, so each player always starts with 1 berries and at least 1 extra berry. There's deer and some closer by elephants, 2 for each player. Also, extra berries, 1 are pretty close. They can be in the back of the map as well, or towards the middle. Both players are having pretty close maps, it seems to me. Backstone here as well. Could be getting quite easy walls. Usual to see a villager scouting already in the Stone Age almost at Dark Age, but not really quite that. Ah, there's a Stone Age barracks already coming down for Blackwoltz. So, and without a wood camp or a storage pit, which you use for mining resources as well as it's actually an uptime with the second building, not a storage pit, a granary and a barracks for the buildings. This is a really interesting start. He's really taking use of these nearby stragglers to his TC, which he has 3 of. Get some good aggression going. He saw the elephants probably, and the villager, the path it took of Pantera towards his home base when he saw the elephants being lured. So that's why he has an idea where they are. And given the Palmurans also have extra armor on their villagers, +1/+1, as opposed to normal villagers not having any armor at all. So it's actually very sensible to go for a villager fight as well, if possible. And yeah, and notably for sure, this is a 15 pop rush. Usually I have seen something closer to 20 pop, so it's definitely a very aggressive move. But there's also quite a lot of clubmen already coming, so the eco will be really harassed by these clubmen if they find out. There's actually a forward storage pit for Woodline as well, I suppose, because he made it here probably because of the deer to get those as well. And also a stone for possible slingers. But now he sees the clubman and he knows he's up, so these will be transitioning, getting attack upgrades for the Axeman, and defense upgrades. So it's like these clubman is doing only 1 damage now to this Axeman. Also getting a first villager kill and a really good harass here. See. Yeah, as we can see, Blackwoltz is actually not producing any villagers, just full army, so full rush mode. And even tower coming to this, he's gonna have to completely abandon this in facing of the fully upgraded Axeman. Trying to go for 2 barracks defense with Axeman himself, but without access to these deer because he didn't push them in the Stone Age, there seems to be really not that much no food to actually keep making any defensive army. Even sending these out here, there's a lot of weak ones, so this might be a really fast game if he doesn't manage to clear anything. I'm not sure if he's aware. He doesn't actually see this berry here, so he can't just go to that one. This might be a really fast game. Finally, basically the first villager coming. Storage pit finally made to the deer and the woodline. Berries running out. So the eco of Blackwoltz is also really weak. But he's making up for it definitely with this huge army. Already 8 Axemen, completely shutting down the economy. So that's a really fast game over. Even a forward archery range coming for possible bowman forward as well with the Axemen. Really fast GG. I believe this was the fastest rush we have seen so far in the tournament. Albeit there has been only a couple of games and some I have missed. Yeah, this was actually the very first time that I personally saw a sub 16 population uptime. So it was really nice to see. Sadly, at the start we missed a little bit with the technical difficulties that there was no storage pit initially. So that's, since I don't have capture age, I apologize that I will not have any nice scoreboard for you, but that's what it is. Kill death ratio 10 to 0. We can see the early power spike, the clubman already being produced at 6 minutes, when the opponent only reaching past 8 minutes. Because without the deer are faster and reliable even for Shang, but because the elephants on 3-player map take a little time to arrive to the TC and get the hunting food to the table. So that's 1-0 for Blackwoltz. Next we will be having the home map of Pantera. We'll see which one will be picked. If they started already, it will be Citadel. Okay. We are a bit behind from the complete live coverage since the players started a little bit early, and I'm taking my time with the stream getting sorted out. So, Citadel being the equivalent of arena in AOE2, pretty much the same. You start with stone walls and basically all resources inside your base. So there's going to be a fast castle equivalent, being the fast Bronze Age in AOE1. And what's the civilization picks? Luckviet being the overall stronger picks. The civilization being having an early eco bonus of foragers working faster. So, and coupled with that, the military units being created faster. So it's a true powerhouse just based on those bonuses alone. And especially the archery range units getting the free +2 armor makes them really resilient against any melee units, which especially the scout or cavalry line later in the bronze are an early counter, but they are even less of a counter for against Luckviet. And Pantera opting for Minoans. It's a new SIPA, which I don't remember. It's an archer naval civ. Minoans being the most considered, I believe it is basically the best water or mixed map civ where water is a dominating factor. I'm sort of surprised to see this here, because there was a mixed map selected by Song or Blackwoltz for in his pool. So I would have expected to see Minoans there, but anyway, for the land maps, the composite bowman, which is a sort of a crossbowman unit on the Bronze Age, getting a +2 range, is the main military bonus here that makes them more outstanding than the rest. And also the farmers, which are the main food source, working faster. It's a little bit a small bonus, basically mostly on the Bronze Age. But usually you see some farms only at the start of the Bronze Age, so that's why it's a bonus only then. For fast castle or fast bronze build, you basically need only because there is no gold need at all for going to the Bronze Age. The food sources of actually on this map there are two berries inside your base, and with the deer and elephants it's more than enough. Each deer has 150 food, and the elephants are 300. I'm not really that into the meta game here. That I don't have too many expectation of what's going to be played here. There's a surprisingly already seemingly idle TC and a forward villager for Blackwoltz. Is he planning again for a fast rush? He's not making a house at 16 population, so this seems again to be a really fast rush here with the basically identical build. Barracks for the second building, no storage pit, only relying on the stragglers for the early wood income. So what's going to happen here is there's going to be possibly a slinger rush, which are skirmisher-like units which throw rocks on the tool age, and they have a bonus damage against at least walls and stone buildings, if I'm not mistaken. So the idea here is to make before the opponent can get into the stronger units, especially knowing that the civilization knowledge here definitely showing for Blackwoltz that he knows that the Minoans are only going to go for the bowman line or a composite bowman line, do the extra range. So which on paper the slinger is a counter unit. They have a bonus damage against them. Basically a skirmisher unit, if those familiar with Age of Empires 2 are watching. So, Pantera going for a 22 population up. A bit quite fast actually. Often you see maybe he judged from the score and he saw that the opponent is clicked up already and then clicked up himself, or he's going for a little bit faster build. But now he knows what's up, and he's immediately panicking a barracks. Because he knows that he's going to need some units. Probably even axemen against slingers, I believe, might be a decent choice. But we'll see what's going to happen here. And yes, there's already slingers coming out here. Slingers are actually a unit that needs stone. So Blackwoltz is a bit unfortunate that the stone is so far outside and there's not even a wood line that he could use here. So he's just going to long distance some of the stone to get the... And the stone mining being unique in this game is a tech that they give an attack bonus and I believe it's an attack and range. It's essentially a fletching for the slingers alone because they go stone. And yes, it's a clubman, so there is at least a clubman for a scouting or but yeah, with the attack bonus, 3 damage is quite considerable. And indeed, there is the battle axe upgrade and melee upgrade coming first, because this is pierce damage, so the melee defense bonus would not be useful at all. Getting a pretty decent wall of here a little bit, even without stone. He might even make a tower here. It's basically all his economy in the same spot. And there's a second barracks coming for Lackviet. There is a market up for Blackwoltz, so he didn't do the wood upgrade, so he can't actually make... has he even seen that? Yes, he could go for the second berries, but he's just going full aggro here, making army in favor of villagers. Hello, Pete. Yes, this is not AOE2 at this moment. It's a Return of Rome tournament, which I am actually partaking in. Will be playing my first game tomorrow sometime. Made a promise to cast something, so here I am. Even a third barracks for Pantera, really trying desperately. He might even know that it's sort of a... This is too soon to engage, though, I believe. This amount will just get microed down. But he will get the forward villager at least. Buy himself some more time. Neither player is really wanting to halt military production at all. So 3 barracks axemen coming, so basically he just needs to take one decisive fight, deal with that. Still no storage pit for Blackwoltz, so his economy is really hurting here. You still need some wood for... He's actually wood limited, and all resources basically at the 0. Finally the storage pit coming, which is going to help with the wood gathering a little bit. But here is a good engagement. There's already 9 out in the field. This will actually be pushed back for the time being, so there's not going to be... They are not getting in for the time being at least, but will it be a clear up? It does not seem like that. Blackwoltz is really having a good time here microing all these units, not losing all that many. The trading has still been pretty much even. Now he stopped. The instant he stopped microing, maybe he laid out some farms or trying to make this, he's actually losing the maps. This is a clear up for Pantera. Let's see what the economies are pretty much even here. But I believe that Pantera might have... Pantera already has the wood tech, so he's probably quite ahead. He has the first farms out already, taking the second berry spot here. So he's in a good spot for now. The resources for Blackwoltz are really hurting. He's basically having minimum possible economy to even get villager production going. So it'll be really long until he gets into the Bronze Age. While Pantera now having the military control, he can just... he already has many farms laid out, 15 on food, so he will be banking a lot of food to get up faster. And successful defense. He did manage to defend with three barracks. There was quite a lot of idle TC from both sides, which we will see on the capture age, but here we're just gonna have to trust our intuition, essentially. even having the map control to get out to the map, get the third berries, which are always outside your walls. Same for Blackwoltz, they would be here at the front. But obviously he's not going to get those until very much later into the game. Pantera already looking to click up. He might even idle here and wait for 200 food to get up to the Bronze Age, while Blackwoltz is having a... that's 100. He's only now at 200 food, so there's at least 500 food gathering difference here. And these are all idle villagers here. Making stone walls and even making a storage pit and couple of villages on stone to keep up those... that rewalling here. So that the axemen don't get in. Also, these axemen are... the forward villager made some houses which are going to be destroyed, so it's actually quite a relevant consideration here wood-wise for early Bronze Age. You're gonna... if you make any town centers to make more villages, since each house is only 4 population, it's it can get... it can be really easy to get housed a lot. So, what's going to be the answer for... there's going to be the range and some on gold, so he's definitely going to go for the Pantera for the composite bowman line. With the extra range from Minoans. A considerable amount of stone villages as well, so there will be... probably some forward villages and maybe towers for even further aggression. There's actually... I'm not sure, Pantera doesn't actually see that there's... this is the only gold in... oh, never mind, there is a back gold here. But anyways, the 2 golds that are here can be easily pressured with towers, which would be really nice. Nice with the composite bowman range. Is there a reason Red building additional walls? I'm not sure, actually. There's a forward tower coming, with 1 villager here on the big side. Quite certain to force a lot of rewalling. Actually, there are some stragglers here helping, and with these, he could get a wall off with the stone, if he wants to. But, the tower is actually not being built. This villager here is just bashing the wall, for now. Yeah, I'm not sure about the repair in this game. It might be a bit more expensive, so I assume it's something like that. Blackwoltz, being the high-rated player, would certainly know. Anyway, we're gonna boost the villager walking time by 50%, so they're going to be really Ferraris at some point. There's only a second range, I believe. Yes, a second range coming now. Composite bowman. There's going to be some tower and archer aggression here, and these might even get in. So, what's the plan here? There is Bronze Age coming. 1 range here. This might actually be late. It is late. They're gonna get in. This is a bit sloppy here. Now he can't rewall. He might need to make some defensive towers or something. Trying to building wall, but they're going to go down really fast to these axemen. He's not going to be able to even probably repair this or build. The HP is still going down here. He will get in. He's still needing the wall and everything, but this is a lot of wood. Like, these are 150 wood each. So this is going to be definitely a game for Pantera. It's going to be really hard for... this lone bowman won't do anything against these, and all the farms are going to be idled with the axemen, and probably some archers marching here. Composite bowman already upgraded with the 7+3 range, so completely insane range. Even higher than a tower range, which is only 7+1 here. Still an archer range defense and bowman attempted here. There are 3 of them. Actually going, as luck be it, going the composite bowman line against Minoans as well. It might be that luck be it was one of the civilizations. No, they do actually have chariot archers, but they are still produced slower than the bowman and composite bowman, I believe. So for massing, it might be a decent spot. But these towers are getting pushed here. All the farms are going to be idle. And when this first composite bowman mass arrives here, there's not going to be any answer for Blackwoltz here. He might need to do... He might have needed some defensive towers of his own. He's actually sitting on 500 stone, but currently there's not really an answer for this. These are still not walking in. They are actually just shooting the range. They were just patrolled apparently, which is a really good idea. But going to 11 and 8 here. But the range is really going to show here. Going to get really many free kills. And he can just retreat under the towers if he wants. Not microing at the moment. He only needs to go here and under the tower fire. There's actually going to be some counterattack, and he's trying to simply deny regrouping of all these bows, which are the danger here. Range additions finally for Pantera. He recognizes that he's on extra TCs. He's a second TC here outside. He has the resources to make even more if he wants to. Basically, only thing he needs to do damage is he's already ahead by quite a lot of villagers. He only needs to get keep from taking damage and getting good trades with the army. Going to be a tough game for Blackwoltz here, but he's trying to make something happen, trying to get a counterattack and get good trading here. But without the range superiority, it's going to be really hard here. And more towers. Now that he finally sees that this really nice. Actually denying a wood line here, which is essentially the only wood line that he's gathering at the moment. So he might even be forcing to idle. Yeah, he has some foreign villages on wood, so he won't be making from all these ranges for too much longer. Purposefully idling the town center as well. A lot of trading in the middle, but it seems that trading is still decently favorable for Pantera here, 59 to 44. And he has the eco lead by quite a mile. Even he just needs to macro a little bit better, make the farms, make more ranges, and get the mass going. Still looking for some more forward villagers here. Currently neither player making any villagers. It is completely purposeful for Blackwoltz, idling the TC because he's going to be only one town center forever this game. But yeah, these towers are getting some extra damage here. And a really big fight here. He really needs to just go back and mass, even make some defensive towers and camp behind them. This is basically the only win condition that this all-in somehow manages to take control of this space and start eventually pressuring base of Pantera. But Pantera's economy is quite ahead. He just needs to not lose units anymore. Actually, 30 military to 5. He's taking really bad fights here. Now making some sentry tower or defensive tower here on the production. This is most of his ranges, so he really needs to not let this camp here forever. Might even consider adding some other units. Let's see if this line has a cavalry. There is actually cavalry line, but the food eco is actually strained with all this bow production. Oh, there is the skirmisher unit, Guimat, so apologies for not correct pronunciation, but all these villages are going to be going down here. There is actually some more villages here inside the TC getting idled at least. But the eco of Pantera is still so far ahead that he should just... Now he has 35 on food. He finally made some farms at the back of his base. 40 farms there. This is actually open here. Interesting. He can just make some more ranges, and if he clears this army, then it's going to be basically game over. But he might need to hurry up with that, because it's not that large of a difference. If Blackwoltz gets the chance to actually add some town centers and get get a better production going for his unit. If he doesn't lose these, then it can be dangerous. Latvia being, I believe, by far the stronger civilization late game, just because of the production. That's my assumption here. But these are a really bold move here. Like, why he's really just wanting to lose this army, sending it here. At the same time, there's another group coming here. He opted for actually trying to go for a raid here on the economy, but this one is just going to get trapped. Unless if it is not. There's only like 5 units here which can be microed down, and these are not hitting. So, it's still an even trade. The KD is still quite even only, but it was previously in favor of Pantera. Now the Blackwoltz got good trading, at least even or even better. And now he is still alive. This mass actually escaped from here. There was an attempt to trap them, but it failed for Pantera, sadly. He sent the majority of the mass here when it should have been around this area here. We're losing some individual units. Finally, this range is destroyed. And, actually gonna lose the market to the... Pantera is actually a house that the population is basically identical for both players. Pantera having by far more villagers. And here is a big fight. 20 units against 35. He should really micro and make use of the range advantage here. There's actually by far better runner micro here for Blackwoltz, so this is a really another really good trade for Pantera here. I mean Blackwoltz for the red player. And there is no ballistics until Iron Age for ranged units, so... The economy is actually looking for Pantera ready to go into the next Iron Age if it just markets a little bit and gets rid of all these. There's 4 composite bowmen. He could be having all these spaces here freely available for him to make ranges. He only has these... he has 10 ranges, some at the back of his base. But there could be even more. There's even some forward villagers. Let's see what they're going to be up to. Let's see Pantera's economy. It's 60 villagers. Only 7 on gold. Making a siege stone thrower here. Sort of a catapult unit. Which doesn't have all that high of a splash damage. It's okay for... if you get shots off on really clumped units like here maybe. But... Not as good as a Mangonel. Now there's some cavalry here, which is going to be perhaps if he had the bowmass ready, he could have had some time for the extra range archers to get good shots off. The forward mass is finally getting diminished here a little bit, and all this time there's just a stream of units at the forward of to Pantera base. Now there's some good... I think it's worth it to get... There's finally some more towers here at the side. I like this town center here on gold as well. He just needs to take care of his gather points to not send the spawning units to the front of his ranges. Really even kill death ratio here, but the villager lead is really measurable. 6 town centers for Pantera now, and I believe there's still only 1 town center for Blackwoltz, who is never going to Iron Age. As soon as Pantera clicks to the next stage and gets some more powerful units, which he easily could, each range he currently has almost 10 units fully queued. So... I believe these... he might have seen the catapult throwers and he made the cavalry perhaps to snipe those. But for now they are not doing all that well in that particular job. Just soaking some arrow fire and making use of the much higher eco lead for Pantera. Let's see if he needs 800 gold for Iron Age and a second building, which I presume he has somewhere. He could be clicking up to the next stage to get access to maybe some even hoplites or better siege units to really push Blackwoltz back. But yeah, Blackwoltz finally Pantera finally is getting the military advantage back and managing to push Red back to his side of the base, so he knows he's completely safe here. And actually clicking the Iron Age here now. Pantera trying desperately to micro to his and get good shots with these. The stone throwers actually have 0 pierce armor, so they can really easily be destroyed by the towers. And see, these composite bowmen get a few shots off and 60 HP, it's gone. You saw some shots here. For example, here was a shot. Only like 2 or 3 units dead. Not akin to a Mangonel, which could kill like 5 to 10 units in one hit in Age of Empires 2. Pete, this Blackwoltz is actually a pretty okay player. He's seated at spot 12 on the 40 player signups, and Pantera is closer, I think 28. So closer to the 30 mark, lower end of the spectrum. Really a bit of a greedy approach for Blackwoltz here with the early rush and it not really working out. It was a really good defense with 3 barracks axemen for Pantera, and now it's just going to be probably a GG called once Pantera reaches the Iron Age. Yes. There's a yes, which is in Age of Empires 1 equivalent to a GG. So it's a thing that I've noticed they like to do, even in the at least the Vietnam community. The few I've seen maybe 1 or 2. Some of the show matches for the Age of Empires 1 players, the Vietnamese players on Heidelberg, they also GG'd with 1. Yes. So that's going to be 1-1 for the score. It's a best of 5, so at least 2 games still going to be in the series. Yeah, here we see the greedy low population up again, and making a lot of slingers, but eventually getting cleared out. After that, it was Pantera's game to lose, which he really tried here to do. At around 32 minutes, he lost most of his army. So was a grind in the end, but 1-1 score. Okay, let's see. Let's take a quick look at which ones, the civilizations. I haven't actually marked these here, but that was Shang and Minoans used, as well as Lakviet and Palmyrans, I believe. Yeah. So those are the civs remaining for the players to pick. Let's see if they started already the third game. No, Pantera, I see the lobby is up, but they didn't start yet. So we can, for a moment, analyze the game. So it's going to be Song's home map, which are, I can show you the options here. That, yes. So it's going to be either Sahara or Continental now. Citadel was played once Pantera lost the game 1. We just saw that one, so it's going to be Sahara or Continental. Let's see. The Sahara here is actually a bit of a weird pick, since it was drafted as a random pick, so not sure if that's completely accurate, or maybe it was a misclick and the players agreed that it's something else. We shall see. I am actually going to take a minute here, a small minute break. I will be right back, get some drink, since talking and casting is hard, as those who have tried it know. Pete, this song is just the name for it's. That was the draft of Blackwoltz, the red player from the previous game. I have no idea why he has that name there. Maybe it's his real name or some other nickname from Age of Empires 1, but something different from Steam. But yes, be right back, and if you have any questions or comments, feel free to state them in the chat. I will read them in a moment. And we are back. Let's see if the third game has already maybe started. It seems to have, yes, and it's going to be Blackwoltz home map Continental here. Let's just jump into the game. Hittites and Persians. Hittites is by many seen as a really strong and even sometimes considered OP late game civ. Because of the archers getting +1 attack, even the early bowmen or later all the archer units are going to be really powerful. And the wheel cost and research time being halved, -50%, is going to be bode really well for the early Bronze Age economy boost and even a faster transition into the chariot archers, which are another really strong unit, and I believe they also benefit from the Hittite archer bonus, but I'm not 100% sure of that. Maybe someone in the chat can correct me on that. But anyway, being a water map, they also have a bonus for the warships getting a +2 range already in Tool Age and even further in the Bronze and Iron Age. That's it. And we see here Pantera going for the storage pit on the shorefish, which is even as well as here, I believe it is the fastest food source available. Normal start for Blackwoltz here, making has no immediately visible shoreline, so he's just opted for the very start as well. But there is a scouting villager already looking for a good, maybe a storage pit position here for later to get the fish as well as wood line. But mostly, I believe that he's just looking for the other fast food. He's maybe going to just push the deer here to the TC, at least 1 or 2 if he can. One there pushed. Same for Pantera. Couple of pretty much the same, going for a storage pit first. Get about 5 or 6 on food to get the TC running, and some on wood to get the houses going. So it's sort of a mixed map. I'm not really sure what's the meta play here. I believe there is still going to be a dock at the back because the fish is still quite good, and it's basically a town center for eco unit production. So quite a nasty hill here, actually. Here is also, I believe there is the hill bonus applicable, pretty much the same as in Age of Empires 2, that the hill units take less damage and inflict more damage based on the hill elevation. So any tower aggression here to deny the stone and the gold might be really good for Blackwoltz if the game goes that far. Really closed map here. Even sort of unfortunate for Blackwoltz that his elephant, one of them is here and the other is really far here out. And these deer that he pushed accidentally here, they're not actually going to regroup here at this side of the wood line ever. So what do we have here? Do we have yet again sort of a greedy, faster and idle TC rush planned apparently? 2 forward villages going already and idling TC purposefully to get up at as fast as he possibly can. So there's not going to be a dock for Blackwoltz, it seems. He's just going to go for a forward aggression here again. Sending two villagers to be extra safe. And there is a dock being a second building instead of the granary for getting to the tool age. 20 population, 20 villager population and 2 fishing ships here in the same counter. It's going to be about an 8-minute uptime here for pretty much both players. Blackwoltz idling 2 villages faster is a bit faster up, and there's a forward barracks already up, and clubmen and probably axemen coming. He's getting really, really lucky here that he's actually going to go this way, and he will see this gold and know that it's being a big gold, it's part of the starting resources of Pantera. Even seeing the deer here, now he knows that there is something, and making a barracks here is really good. Pantera actually sending this clubman. He might actually deny this barracks, which would be really, really good. He should probably send the villagers to fight as well. If he denies this, then it would be really, really beneficial. But 2 barracks for both players. There's going to be pretty much a similar scenario here as in game 1, I believe, where there's going to be better and faster upgrades. Pretty much similar upgrades now for Pantera as well. The uptime difference here is not so pronounced. There's an archery range as well forward for Blackwoltz on this same really crucial hill. Individual clubman here actually going to deny this wood line, which is really annoying. Again, it seems that the KD is really, really favoring better micro and better engagements all around. Getting the clubman or axeman 1-to-1. The defense upgrade is up for only the Blackwoltz, so he's really getting really good trades whenever he fights. First bowman here out already. Stonewall research for Pantera, but it's not going to be much use because the axemen are already inside his economy. He basically has no wood access, and only the berries. All his eco is here. Finally clearing something. He should probably do 1 single slinger or 2 if he can afford it. And let's see this economy here. No dock, just the berries, and pretty much an idle TC eco for Blackwoltz, not doing anything. Just full army aggression here, a rush. But these bowmen are really troublesome, because he didn't manage to get any slingers out yet. So he has no ranged units to really counter these 3 bowmen. They will actually totally shred these axemen if they get shots off. And microed properly. He did get this wall off, so the other barracks being a bit further away is not immediately getting threatening here. But finally no, actually there is still only axemen coming. Oh wait. It's a civ that has no slingers. I apologize for my... Yeah, Hittites being a civilization really prone to bowman aggression. Not having access to slingers from the barracks is really showing here. And even villagers joining the fight, really trying to get the bowman mass down as soon as possible, and the GG is called. No real answer here. The bowman mass is already up, and the axeman here, still better upgraded after all this time. So we saw a really fast game again. pretty much a replica of game 1, a fast rush with Blackwoltz. 2 barracks, and this time even Bowman added to the field. He got really lucky with the map spawning, that all these resources that were easily recognizable were there's both a hill and they're both forward. But yeah, being a civilization really prone for Bowman aggression and getting the range up as well was what really decided the game here. So GG, that's 2-1 then for Blackwoltz. Just a little bit faster uptime, even though going up two villages earlier didn't really matter when getting the aggression going against the opponent who has had a tough time defending. Losing some of the early fights against the +2 defense upgraded Axemen was what really snowballed the game here. And no wood. The wood was denied enough that he couldn't get his own range up ever, so to get the counter bowman out, that he ended up calling the GG. And also doing the fishing ships cost the wood. And then it's going to be Pantera's another home map. Was that the map? No. That one's the map, so it's Gold Mountain for Pantera. As we go to the 4th game. Link, there we go. Or not, that was wrong link. Did they rehost? Apparently they just rehosted maybe they had a wrong server or something accidentally. So we're going to be hopping straight to live on this one. And thank you all for the follows, and hope you've enjoyed the casting. Even though there has been some really questionable calls here about why not making slingers as Hittites, but I am still learning. There are 2 civs here that don't have slingers. One of them was Hittites, and the other, I believe it was Assyrians. Yes, because it's the strongest archer civs don't have access to slingers. How I remember that one. And we're just waiting for the and it seems that one of the players already, we were a bit late to that one. They called a each player has there's a 3-minute window for calling a rematch on any given game. Each player has only one chance to do that in this group stage, and it's at up till 3-minute mark. Wonder which one of these. I see the spectator dashboard is actually showing several gold mounting games by Pantera Tigris at the moment, but we'll jump into them once they start game. Meanwhile, we can maybe check out the civilizations. No, that's the map. Here are the civs, so it's going to be Gold Mountain. So what do you think? That I believe that Song or Blackwoltz might be going for the Choson, which we already saw once before. There's only Phoenicians or Choson left. We actually yesterday saw, I believe it was HCCM or Cool, not remember which one of them used Choson on Gold Mountain with a really powerful map. But and civs left for Pantera there are Carthaginians and Romans, one of those. We can actually check the civs for a little bit. Romans here being infantry civilizations with cheaper towers and building cost. Swordsmen attacking faster, so it's not really that powerful of a save, I believe. At least early games. Depends a bit on the tech tree. It's a civ that lacks chariot archers completely, which can be, and not even a cavalry line. So they're really reliant on getting into the legionary, the swordsman line for the, which are then really good though. So I believe that it might be Carthaginians against Choson. That's my prediction. What do you think? Well, we won't be really having that debate for much longer, and it in fact is Carthaginians against Choson, so I was correct. Really pro caster here. And gold mounting being a played on a 3-player map, so it's a really large amount of land here between the players. There are some extra berries and as well as lots of gold if it's the map. Both players going for the standard map, standard opener for Granary. Nothing special going on here, like luring an instant deer or elephant. If they are really spawning close into the vision, sometimes people do that, but here it's going to be completely standard. Panteras here starting to push the deer, getting after getting some villagers, some 5-6 villagers here on the berries to maintain TC production. He's gonna people send out a scouting villagers to look for the deer and the fastest food near the TC to get extra food sources from more villagers effectively gathering. Same deal here for Blackwoltz. Shooting once of the deer that they can be shot near the TC with one javelin thrown by the hunter villagers. Another villager going out, probably looking out for elephants and a good storage pit location, maybe the extra resources. Let's see if there's going to be luring these elephants to the TC already, or just scouting overall for the map. So let's see the tech maps, tech trees for the maps, civilizations a little bit. Carthaginians having an eco bonus of start the game of all resources, also wood, so it really helps for the housing. And academy units being the dominant factor here as well. Not having chariot archers, no composite bowmen, no cataphract. So the academy unit line of the hoplites, phalangites, centurions will be the dominant unit choice here for Carthaginians probably. They might still open scouts if they have a good map, maybe. Because the nobility here is free, that even the scouts and cavalry will eventually benefit from those. One villager lead here for Pantera is that just because getting maybe housed, apparently so, or just idle TC. So, unsure what's with that. Pantera also sending out a forward scout villager, looking out for maybe even the second boar or elephant here before luring it to the town center. Potentially was looking to lure them at the same time. That's why he made for a little bit further arc there. Oh, my apologies, yes. There we go. Ha. Forgot that there. Sorry. Okay, so here we see there's going to be a 19 villager plus idle TC up for Pantera, and presumably even still a bit faster looking for Blackwoltz, but the uptimes will be still... Pantera will be up faster and a 2 villager lead, which is quite interesting. Still not clicked up. Oh, this is actually really sloppy. He might have... He didn't even force drop these, so this is a really sloppy Stone Age for Blackwoltz here. Pantera luring out the second elephant. did he send any... Blackwoltz actually has found an artifact for scouting where the opponent might be. So he has some idea where the opponent is not, and again making a forward barracks. Presumably he's again going to go for some axemen. And especially as Chosen, because they have the extra HP, it's going to be a guaranteed start for them, or an opener. And two barracks response, he's expecting definitely the cheaper axeman, probably going for the clubman and axeman to counter himself. And perhaps this time he has a civilization which has slingers, so he might even... he's on stone, so he's actually probably planning to add some slingers with the axemen or clubmen once he sees what's going to be headed his way. Second forward-ish barracks, but there's still no real knowledge of where... Pantera is sending one clubman out to scout. And finally Blackwoltz going up to the tool age, but he still doesn't really have vision of where the opponent is. He will now see with this artifact and these clubmen, soon to be axemen. It might even find now this house has a vision, so he should be getting all the axemen back, yes, for the defense, or even get the instant, maybe even archery range up. The first attack, there's again faster +2 armor defense for Blackwoltz. That's just sloppy that has been going on for Pantera all the games. He hasn't clicked that immediately, and the initial fights have really snowballed after that. And this one lone axeman now, because it has had the armor, the villagers have 4 attacks, so they're gonna do only like 2 attack on the axeman. So again, +2 armor, +2 attack as well on top of the armor. So better techs coming in faster for Blackwoltz here, and this rush, even though he upped later, is really doing a ton of damage. He's still ahead in villages because Blackwoltz is purposefully not making villages and idling town center, but he has no resource access to actually make the units. Now he's sending out all these to berries, but they will soon be denied since he's still not gonna get a clear up of these first axemen that are here. And he can't even eat the remainder of the deer under his TC. And a really fast game again. Not really house walled or anything on the resources, and getting a... We saw this strategy, same rushing strategy with complete idle TC and just full aggression multiple times here from Blackwoltz, and just out microing basically on the opener the Pantera, and getting beaten here 3-1 in this best of 5. And this was the Group E of the group stage in this tournament. So congratulations for the winner, and we will be having some further games and coverage. Perhaps I might even stream my own games tomorrow. I'm gonna have to check the handbook if that is allowed, and what settings are needed, etc. But we shall see. That's not certain yet. So we got at least one game Civ choice prediction here in the last game correct. So we are learning little by little. Military score saying it all. 9-2. Largest army, just 3 military buildings pumping out units against 2. And even being ahead with less villagers ahead in the eco at the end. Resources collected. And Blackwoltz here, this is really typical that going for a fast all-in rush with idling the town center in the Stone Age. The capture age does work for ROR. I mean, this is basically just on Age of Empires 2 engine, so it works for sure, but I couldn't get my mods or something like those working. Like even the small trees I couldn't get to work, and the terrain mod that I used didn't work. So it was a really ugly to look at. So that's why I opted for not using it at all for this casting. Yeah. So unlike some of the earlier games, Blackwoltz opted here to go for a storage bit uh, before the barracks, but other than that, it was pretty much a repetition of what we saw before here. So thank you all for watching. That this series has now ended, so I will be moving on to some other things, and hope you can, if you are interested in the tournament, you can. It is actually tracked on the spectator dashboard, which has a link to the Liquipedia page. I will just link that to the chat if I can. Get on my own Twitch here. Get on my own Twitch here. Get on my own Twitch here. There we see. So you can take a look at the settings and which players you want to root out for, and so forth. Okay, that's it for me. Thank you all for watching, and see you next time.